fact that Maria is capable of murder is not irrelevant. Tina is not a cold-blooded killer. She is a victim here, not Maria.
Will you please behave yourself?
No, I will not allow this lawyer looking for the big victory railroad her into prison. And I hope to God you can recognize the truth, no matter how much he tries to distort it.
Oh my God. I killed him.
He's not dead.
Frankie. Baby. Do you hear me? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Frank, I couldn't let you kill them. It just wasn't right. Baby didn't give me any choice. I had to stop you. You know something? We had it all. Love and money and happiness. We had things that people spend their whole lives trying to find. And we found it with each other. It was good. We were good. Where did we go wrong? How did this happen to us? Oh, God.
Cassie, are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
I better call Rafe.
Whoa, guys, the show's over.
Rossi, what are you doing here?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
We got a call.
I called him, John.
This the guy we want?
That's right. Attempted murder.
Hey, he's the guy that owns this club, isn't he?
Yeah. The one and only Frank Montaigne. You better read Mrs. Montaigne rights, too.
Order. Order. Sit down, Mr. Holden. Now, the court is not unsympathetic to your dilemma, but that's not an excuse for your angry and uncivil behavior. Ordinarily, I throw the book at you, but I have great tolerance for young people in love. Therefore, I'm just going to ask the bailiff to escort you from this courtroom and ask the guard not to let you back in. Have you any more questions for this witness?
No more questions. Judge Stillman, you can't...
Hassan, don't press your luck. Bailiff? The court will take a short recess so we can all compose ourselves.
All right.
Tina, would you like to lie down? There's a couch in the witness room.
No, I have to talk to Max.
Do you want me to go with you?
No.
Yeah, that judge didn't do us all a favor and throw that clown in jail. I thought you were going over the rail and strangling the way he's going to talk about your mom.
I guess I better start facing up to the fact that if I had helped my mother when I had the chance, maybe things wouldn't be like this right now.
Cord, she's been beyond help for a long time.
Yeah.
Right, did Max help or hurt Tina's case?
It's hard to say.
Well, can't you read a jury by now?
Nobody can read a jury. If anyone says he can, he's only kidding himself.
They did seem a little bit astonished by her, shall we say, misguided love life.
Well, it is a pretty amazing story, isn't it?
It makes me realize how lucky I am.
Oh, our life's real dull compared to Tina's.
No, we're happy and we're safe and we have each other. I wouldn't trade that for all the excitement in the world.
Look, Herb, the clock's about stopped. Now keep your shirt on. She'll be here, and we'll have our conviction.
Max?
I guess I got a little carried away in there.
I can't believe what you said about us in there.
I meant every word I said. I love you. And I'm not ashamed of it. I figure after what happened in there, I convinced about everybody in Landview of it, but I just don't know what to do to convince you.
Max, please don't love me.
Hey, it's too late.
I don't deserve you.
Wait.
No, Max, I've hurt you too much. You don't... No, I have. You're going to hate me, and I don't want you to do that.
No.
Please, so just make it easy on both of us and just stop caring about me right now.
Darling, listen to me. There is nothing you could ever do that could change the way I feel about you.
Please, I'm so ashamed.
What is it?
You're going to hate me, and you have every right to.
Tina, talk to me.
I should have told you a long time ago. I've just been so selfish.
What is it?
Max, it's a terrible secret. About the baby. I don't even know where to start. Max, I did such an awful thing to you and
Tina, we have to go back in.
Jeff, we just beat it.
Look, court is in session. Now, you're next on the stand.
Look, I'll be there in a minute, Jeff, okay?
You don't have a minute.
Jeff, this can't wait.
Tina, the judge is on the warpath. If he sends the bailiff out for you, he's going to explode. Come on.
Sorry. Judge's orders.
I gather from your ex-husband's testimony that you and his mother were not on very friendly terms.
No. Maria hated me from the moment she met me.
Objection.
Sustained.
Was she ever verbally abusive to you?
Yes. She told me many times right to my face that she hated me.
Why did she dislike you so intensely?
Because she thought that I was wrong for her son. She said that I would have no peace as long as I was part of his life.
How did you feel about her?
I hated her. Everybody knows that. It wasn't any secret. All I wanted was Court's love.
Are you glad she's dead?
No. No, as terrible as she was to me, I never wanted her dead. I just wanted Vicky to be safe.
Do you recall the night that your sister Vicky Buchanan planned to go to Frankie's club?
Yes. She was writing a story for the Banner, and she asked me to go along. It was right after the divorce hearing.
Did you meet her there?
I never got there. I was chloroformed and left in my car.
Let's back up to the beginning.
When I got into my car, that's funny, that's not my perfume. Let me see, Frankie, so I hope Vicky's still there when I get there.
When you regained consciousness, where were you?
I was in my car, but it was parked on the highway outside of town.
How long do you think you had been out?
A couple of hours. A policeman found me, and then when I found out that Vicky was almost run over outside of Frankie's, that's when I smelled it. That's when I remembered that smell, not the smell of chloroform, but the smell of perfume, Maria's perfume.
That's quite a coincidence, isn't it? You were chloroformed in your own car by someone who was wearing Maria's perfume, and while you were unconscious, your sister was almost run over by a hit-and-run driver.
And that's not even all of it. I mean, then I smelled that perfume. I smelled it in the nursery at Land Fair.
Did Mrs. Roberts go to visit her grandson?
No, she went there to purposely plant that book on poison so the police could find it there.
Objection.
Sustained.
Did you see Mrs. Roberts at Land Fair that night?
Yes. She was harassing Vicky, and she was harassing me, and finally I got rid of her. You see, I was going to meet Vicky and Clint and the kids at the folk festival. And then I decided to go get a sweater for my baby, and that's when I smelled it. I smelled that perfume again, Maria's perfume, so I knew she'd been there, so I went looking all over for it. I couldn't find her. I guess she hid or she left already.
Did you ever buy a book on poisons and toxic substances?
No.
Cord testified that he came in and found you in an argument with his mother. You were holding a pair of scissors. Could you please describe that incident to the court?
Maria was trying to pressure me into getting a quick divorce in the Caribbean. But Cord and I had already made our agreement, so I refused, and then she became violent.
You know what? Ever since you have come into my life, you have been nothing but trouble. You know, if I put my hands around your neck and squeeze the miserable life out of you, half the world is gonna thank me. Yes, half the world is gonna thank me, Tina. Oh, no.
I was just protecting myself, don't you see that? And then when Cord walked in, she tried to convince him that I tried to kill her.
When, in fact, she was trying to kill you. Did this confrontation happen before the divorce hearing?
Yes.
We heard testimony that on the day of the hearing, your sister, Vicki Buchanan, revealed that Mrs. Roberts was involved in the kidnapping of her daughter.
That's right.
She also revealed that Mrs. Roberts was trying to drive her insane.
It's true.
And Mrs. Roberts admitted that these allegations were true.
Yes. And that's when she was arrested for conspiracy, and that's when she really started to lose it. She started threatening Vicki all the time.
What did you do?
I tried to tell Vicki and Clint. I told them that I thought that she was the one that chloroformed me and tried to run over Vicki, but they wouldn't believe me. They thought I was just being paranoid.
Were there any other incidents that you can describe where you thought Mrs. Roberts might be up to no good?
Yeah, when she told me that Kate and Cord wanted to sue for full custody of Al, that was the day that the poison was stolen out of the lab.
It's already been established that Mrs. Roberts was in the lab that afternoon, that she almost spilled the vial of poison out of Dr. London's hand. Did you know that Dr. London had poison in the lab?
No. I had no idea, not until I heard that the poison was missing, and that's when I figured it out. So I figured out that she tried to kill Vicki with the car, and that didn't work, so she was going to try it with the poison.
Objection.
Stand.
You thought that Mrs. Roberts might have stolen the poison.
Yes. That's why I went to her suite to get it.
Why?
Because I wanted to get the poison away from her before she could hurt Vicki or anybody else.
Did you find the poison?
Yes. And that's when she walked into the suite and she found me there.
What do you think you're doing?
Look what I found. The stolen poison from Patrick's lab. You know, the minute I heard about this, I knew you'd taken it. You're going to use this against Vicki, weren't you?
Well, it depends. If I can come up with a good enough plan to get rid of her, I'll use it. But I have to make it look as though you did it, Tina.
It's over, Maria. It's too late. I am going to take this to the police, and they are going to put you in prison where you belong.
You're not walking out of this room with that vial. If you're careless, it could kill you, Tina.
Or you. That's why I know you won't fight me for it. Now, would you please move out of my way?
Give it to me. No! Give it to me, Tina! I said, give it. No! Give it to me. Give it to me.
No! She was gonna kill me. You have to believe me. I had to protect myself. I had to fight for my life. But I
Order.
Kate, I had a little accident here. I broke one of your grandmother's china cups. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to do it.
She looks terrible.
What'd the doctor say?
He said it was a virus, but I think he's wrong.
Well, I think he's probably right. I mean, hopefully she'll be up and around in no time. She promised that she was going to do all the necessary work on the compound, and Charles is too busy with his own project to take care of it, so I really don't know what I'm going to do unless she...
Damn it, Patrick, don't you ever think of anyone but yourself?
I'm sorry, Katie, you're right. I really am concerned about your grandmother.
Yeah, I know.
Katie. She's had a sudden turn for the worse. We've called an ambulance. Dr. Wilcox is going to put her in the hospital.
Okay, let's go, ma'am.
John, I'm, sorry.
Sandra, please, haven't you done enough damage?
I didn't mean for anybody to get hurt, Cassie.
What about the glitter ball that almost fell and killed John? Did you set that up?
She set everything up, from the detective that followed her to the jealous rages that Frankie staged.
Well, I don't understand why Frank didn't get killed in the cave.
Because someone put a blank in my gun. Probably Sandra. Then when Frankie fell off the ledge, he went into the water. He had some scuba equipment waiting there for his escape. Only one problem. You didn't figure on any problems with the insurance company. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been down in the islands now having fun in paradise while I carried around a whole load of guilt for killing him for the rest of my life. I just got one question, Sandra. Why me? Why not someone you didn't know?
Because I knew you'd stick by me to the end. I'm sorry, I just never meant it for it to go this far.
Well, it's over now.
And I saved your life.
Oh, thank you.
And Cassie's.
Thank you, thank you.
John, please help me. I'm going to regret this as long as I live. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to make up for it. Please don't let them send me to prison.
Sorry, babe. Take her away.
Come on, let's go.
Damn you.
Bye, Sandra. Come on, I'll take you home.
I tried to help Maria, but there wasn't anything I could do. She was dead.
Did you wait for the ambulance?
No. I know that was the wrong thing to do, but all I could think about was my baby. My baby in court. What was I going to tell him? I couldn't tell him all the terrible things I knew about his mother, could I?
So you gathered up what was left of your necklace and the vial of poison, and you left.
It wasn't a terrible tragedy, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but it was an accident. I didn't murder her.
If we may have a moment, Your Honor.
Of course.
You okay?
Yeah, fine.
Looks like Herb might be about to pull a fast one.
What's her up to?
I don't know.
Is the witness feeling better, Mrs. Hammond?
Tina? Thank you.
Oh, you had the baby without me.
And he's fine, we think.
Oh, what a beautiful baby he is. Did you go into labor during the storm?
Well, I couldn't get to you, so, I did your part. Estelle, this is Tina, and she did a wonderful job delivering my baby. Yeah, I did, but I sure was scared.
And how are you?
Weak, but otherwise I'm fine.
Please continue your questions, Mrs. Sanders.
No more questions, Your Honor.
No, Judith, please, you can't leave me now. Please, I have to talk to you.
Your Honor, if we could have a short recess, please.
Objection. It's getting late. If we can be allowed to cross-examine, then everyone can go home.
My client has requested a short conference.
We've had enough delays, Your Honor.
The defendant seems capable of answering questions. Let's have the cross-exam. Recess denied.
Exception.
Exception noted.
There's so much of Mom in it and so little of me, but right now, this feels like the safest place in the world.
Hey, Cassie, look, it's been a long day. Maybe I should leave you alone for a while.
John, no. I'm feeling so many things right now. I'm relieved that we're both alive, but I can't stop thinking about how close we came to...
Just take it easy, okay? Now, look, Sandra's in custody now, and Frankie's in the hospital with a police guard. There's nothing to worry about anymore. Okay?
You don't understand, John. When Frank was going to pull that trigger, I was terrified. But I wasn't afraid for me. I was afraid for you. Do you feel it, too? Isn't that what true love is all about?
I was starting to think you'd forgotten about me.
The waitress kept messing up the order.
Oh, what's this?
Today's blue plate special, but listen to what I heard on the radio on the way over. Frank Montaigne just got shot at his club by his wife. He was gonna kill John and Cassie.
Well, no, John shot Frank in the cave.
No, see, it was a scam. He and his wife were trying to collect on a big insurance policy, and John figured it out. That's why he wanted me to keep my eye on this place. He thought Frank might show up here.
Are John and Cassie all right?
Oh, yeah. According to the radio report, they're fine. But that means the Montaigne case is wrapped up. That'll work again.
Well, at least you're out of danger. That is, if he could stay out of the river. And no self-respecting hero should be without a wreath of flowers.
No, don't.
This is no time for modesty. You saved my life at the risk of your own, so that makes you a hero to me.
Yeah, well, I wonder how long that'll last. When you find out what I've done.
Is something wrong, Tina?
I'm sorry. I can't do this right now. I don't feel very well.
Well, no one has excused you, Mrs. Roberts.
Your Honor, a brief recess.
Your Honor, defense asked to have the defendant testify today. All the prosecution is asking is its right to cross-examine.
Judith, please, help me. I can't continue. Not now.
Mrs. Roberts, you didn't have to take the stand in your own defense. It was your choice. Now you have to face the prosecution's cross-examination. Go ahead, Mr. Galson.
Let's begin with a little talk about motive.
How many times do I have to tell you? I was just defending myself.
Well, no. I'm not making myself clear. I was not referring to Maria Roberts' death. I was referring to your earlier fight with her, the fight in which you stabbed her with a pair of scissors. Now, what point of disagreement was so sensitive, so fraught with peril, that it drove the two of you to such a level of violence?
She was the one that was that violent. She was trying to strangle me. I had to defend myself, so I reached out and my hand hit the scissors.
All right. For the sake of argument, let's say that's true. Maria Roberts tried to strangle you. You grabbed a pair of scissors to ward her off.
That's what happened.
Why did it happen, Tina?
Why?
Yes, did Maria Roberts, had she ever tried to strangle you before?
No.
Had she ever been violent with you?
No.
Then what was different about that day, what about that particular argument?
I told you we had been talking about court. She said I was trying to hold on to him even though I had agreed to the divorce. And when I denied it, she went berserk.
Well, now, excuse me, but was that the first time Maria Roberts ever accused you of trying to hold on to Cord?
No, she did it all the time. It was second nature to her.
I repeat the question. What was different about this fight? What made it explode into violence?
I don't know. I guess something just snapped in her, and she lost it.
Well, now, perhaps something snapped in you. Perhaps you just had enough of being blackmailed by your mother-in-law, and you decided enough was enough.
How many times do I have to tell you that is not what happened? She was not blackmailing me.
All right. If we may be allowed to submit People's Exhibit number 7, Your Honor.
If it will address this question of blackmail, I'll allow it, yes.
Yes. Now, what's the matter, Tina? You recognize the paper, the handwriting? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a letter written by Maria Roberts to her son, Cordero. I will read it for you. I feel so much hurt because you won't talk to me or listen to me because you refuse to understand the love that has driven me and drives me now. You've always shut me out when I've wanted to discuss Tina, but there's something you must know. Something I've known for a month but found it very hard to tell you. Once again, Tina has a secret. When I discovered and used to force her to go through with the divorce, yes, it could be construed as blackmail, but I did it for you, Cordero, so you and Kate could finally marry and be happy. You're not going to want to believe Tina's latest and worst dirty trick, but there is proof of it. Tina's sin this time is... The letter ends abruptly. Now, we will never know what Maria Roberts was about to tell her son. But you know, don't you, Tina?
No. No, how could I?
Tina, time to stop telling half-truths. Time to tell us the secret Maria Roberts knew.
Don't you know by now, I have complete trust in you, and there's nothing you can say that'll change that.
Even if I tell you that my running errands in town was just an excuse?
An excuse for what?
Going to see your parents. I had to do it, Mary Lynn. I had to show them what their selfishness had done to you. That's why I told them that you came really close to killing yourself.
Wait, no. You promised me.
I know, and you can hate me for breaking my promise, but I had to do it.
Why? You were the only person I could trust, the only person I could count on. But you are just another liar, aren't you?
Just listen to me for a minute, okay? They really do love you. I know that for sure now. But you're right. They think love is a contest, a way to prove themselves to you. I hope you don't think I'm out to prove anything to you. Either you know I'm on your side or you don't.
I thought you were. But you went behind my back. Why did you tell them?
Are you embarrassed because they know about this? Oh, come on, Mary Lynn. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You were looking for some meaning in life, and they should have been able to show it to you. But they were so busy trying to prove who was right and who was wrong. Listen, they know better now, and all they want is for you to be happy.
Thought you said you were on my side.
I am. But you can't make your parents responsible for everything that's happened. They did their share of damage. There's no question about that. But it's your life, Mary Lynn. And if you had drowned yourself in the river, that would have been your choice, not theirs.
You think I'm out of control, don't you? You think I don't know what I'm doing?
No, I just think it'd be a good idea to talk to someone. Someone who can be a lot more objective than I can.
A psychiatrist? Do you really think I need that kind of help?
Hey, I'm no shrink. I'm just your friend. All I'm saying is you can blame your parents for everything, or you can try and do something to put your life back on track. It's your choice. Come on, let's just eat this stuff before it gets cold, okay?
I looked at you, and it was like looking at you for the very first time ever. And for the first time, I knew it.
That was then. Now that's all behind us, do you want to take it back?
No.
I'm sorry. I just need to hear you say it one more time.
When I just said it earlier. I love you.
I love you. Now that you've said it, I have to warn you. You can't ever take it back. Not ever, ever, ever.
Where are you going? You're not going to answer that.
I'm going to get it. It'll just be a second.
Aw.
Keep your pants on.
Yes. Well, I didn't expect a big brass band, but I thought I'd at least get a smile or maybe a kiss.
I'm sorry?
I'd know you anywhere, Kathy, but let me introduce myself. I'm your Aunt Melinda. May I come in?
Oh, Al, I've missed you. Do you know how much I've missed you? I thought about you all the time I was in court.
Is that what it was? I could tell you were worried about something up there on the stand.
Well, it's just sort of an occupational hazard that nannies have. They get so close to the baby that they don't want to be away from
Gabrielle, I think I know you a little better than that. You weren't just thinking about little Al here when you were up testifying.
Don't be silly, Steve. What else would I be thinking about?
Well, I don't know. All I know is that when the DA asked you why Tina and Al were so important to you, you really had to struggle for an answer.
Why is that so hard for you to understand? Tina's my friend, and I don't want to see her be punished for something that she didn't do.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Really, Steve? You're making it seem like I have some terrible secret to hide.
All I'm saying is that if you do, no matter how terrible it is, you can tell me about it.
I do trust you. I trust you more than anyone in a long time.
Well, then please, why don't you tell me what's eating up your insides?
Please try and understand. Once Tina's trial is over, you'll know the whole story. And I hope you'll understand why I had to be silent.
Tina, I know that it is difficult to talk about the end of your marriage. I don't want to add to your pain, but you see, Maria Roberts writes of blackmailing you, and why would she lie about something like that?
Because she was a very twisted woman. It wasn't enough to her that I'd lost court. She wanted me to lose my baby. She wanted to take from me everything that I loved.
Your Honor, Mr. Callison says he doesn't want to add to my defendant's pain. But that's exactly what he's doing with his abusive line of questioning.
Now, Your Honor, a woman has been killed. Now, I'm sorry, but the defendant's sensibilities cannot take precedence over the truth.
Your Honor, the truth is not a bludgeon. It's an elusive precious gold we all seek, with or without histrionics.
Mrs. Sanders, you have your style, and Mr. Callison has his. I feel for the defendant, too. But we have to get to the bottom of this. No matter how difficult the path. Continue, Mr. Callison.
Thank you, sir. All right, Tina, look, now you insist that Maria Roberts never blackmailed you, that she merely said so in that letter so that she could turn court against you. Is that true?
Yes, she would do anything to get what she wanted.
What about you? Would you do anything to get what you wanted?
Your Honor.
I withdraw the question. Now, I can't help noticing that ever since she entered this courtroom, you have been staring at a woman who's sitting in the first row. Do you know her?
Oh, Gabrielle. Oh, you had the baby without me.
And he's fine, we think.
Oh, what a beautiful baby he is. Did you go into labor during the storm?
Well, I couldn't get to you, so, I did your part.
Tina? Is she familiar to you?
No. No, I've never seen her before.
Look again. You sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure. Now, what does she have to do with Maria's death anyways? Why are you torturing me like this?
Hey, slow down. That's not your last meal.
Feels like my first. Well, I guess coming so close to dying gives you a heck of an appetite.
I'm glad you like it. Plenty more.
Wait, I'm really sorry for what I said to you earlier.
Forget it.
No.
It's okay.
You're the last person I should turn on. Not only did you save my life, you really care about me. Enough to try to patch things up with my parents. Now, that's true heroism.
Would you please cut out that hero stuff? I'm just the right guy, and I was in the right place at the right time, that's all.
Well, thanks to you, I feel pretty terrific again. They smell wonderful. Just like this food is wonderful, and this shack is wonderful, and everything is wonderful today.
Slow down a minute. There's no need to overdo it.
But I want to overdo it. I want to taste and touch and smell everything there is in this world.
Does that include the world back in Landview? I'm just wondering how long you plan to stay here.
Well, it depends. Food is this good, I may never leave.
Come on, I'm serious.
So am I. I'm not going back to Landview, Wade. I'm going to stay here. With you. You're not complaining, are you?
You can't avoid him forever.
Wade, I know what I'm doing.
So do I. All this talk about how wonderful the flowers are in this shack, and you're not happy. I know it, and I'm not going to let you get away with it.
Okay, come on inside. There is someone that I am dying for you to meet. John! You must have gone in the bedroom to give us some time to talk. Oh, I'm so glad. I have so many things to talk about. Look, I know we've just met, but do you have a hug for your old aunt? Old? Are you kidding? You're definitely not old, and I'm happy to hug you. Oh, I'm sure you're wondering why I didn't call. Well, I wanted to pick you up at the clinic. I know. But there's some things that you just have to do for yourself, and I wanted to walk out of that gate under my own power and not look back. And I did. The cab was waiting right outside the fence, and I got in, and I told him to take me to the airport, and here I am. And did you? Not look back, I mean? For someone who just met me, you sure know me, don't you? Well, you are my mother's sister. Yes. Well, as the cab was leaving, I did turn around and take a little peek. But, this clinic, it wasn't like a prison like the other place, you know? It was like a home, a place where I could get better. Well, I'm happy for you, Aunt Melinda. Oh, please, none of that. Just plain Melinda. Well, there is nothing plain about you. You must be thirsty. Can I get you something to drink? No, nothing. Just tell me everything about everybody. How's Herb? Dad is fine. He's up to his ears in this whole murder trial. Maybe you read about it? Yes, I did hear something in the cab on the way back. Seems Tina's in trouble again. Yeah, big trouble. Yeah, well, that must be pretty tough on Vicky. I heard that she and Tina became friends, and then enemies, and then sisters. Dorian filled me in on some things, but... Oh, I'm just so hungry for news. Oh, Cassie. I'm so hungry for life, you know? I mean, all the faces and all the moments that I've missed while I was locked away behind that iron gate. Well, you will relive every moment and see all those old faces. But first we have to get you settled, so where are your bags? At the Waterside Inn. The Waterside Inn? No, you have to stay here. I know what we talked about, but I've been thinking it over, and I don't want to impose on you. You won't be imposing. First of all, if you stay anywhere else, my mother would anywhere else but here, my mother would kill me. This whole place is yours. The guest room is yours. Aunt Melinda, this will really give us a chance to get to know each other better. You can come and go as you please. You know that, don't you? Okay. Yes. I just wanted to make it easier on you. This is your home, okay?
Well, sorry to see you two aren't hitting it off.
John, where have you been hiding? I want you to meet my Aunt Melinda. Melinda, this is John Russell.
Hello, Melinda. Welcome home.
Thank you. I would have known you without an introduction.
Really? We haven't met before, have we?
Only through Dorian's letters. And I can certainly see why she fell head over heels in love with you. Oh, sorry. Did I say the wrong thing? Pure harassment, Your Honor. Counsel isn't trying to learn the facts. He's trying to browbeat the defendant into submission.
So, Your Honor, Maria Roberts was poisoned. We all know how, but we don't know why. Only the defendant can tell us that if she is not allowed to continually sidestep the truth.
Before you two take off your gloves and start pummeling each other, will you please approach the bench?
I'd like to rip Herb's lungs out.
Max, he's just doing his job. What the hell are you doing here anyway? You're not supposed to be in this courtroom anymore.
I know, okay? Don't worry. I won't make any trouble. I just want to be here for Tina. I just don't understand why they're treating her like a monster. All she did was protect herself.
I'm going to allow Mr. Callison to continue this line of questioning. Mrs. Roberts, if you'll just answer the questions simply and truthfully, you'll ease your discomfort greatly.
Once again, Tina, I'd like you to look at the woman in the front row. Senora, would you be good enough to stand up for a moment, please? Thank you.
What did he say? Did he say senor?
Max, did you know her in Argentina?
No.
Thank you. You can sit down now. Now, Tina, would you tell the court how you first met this woman? Wasn't it in the Argentine jungle?
I don't really remember anything. From that time, I was delirious with fever.
All right, you don't recall falling over the Iguazu Falls and being rescued by an Indian tribe?
I know it happened. It was just a terrible nightmare to me.
Yes, and when you were rescued from that nightmare by a gentleman named Juan Perez, you don't recall his taking you to Dante Medina's cabin?
I told you I didn't even know my name at the time.
Yes, I know that because you said that you had a fever, but you recovered from the fever, didn't you? And then Juan Perez and Dante Medina's daughter, Gabrielle, well, they were going to take you back to Buenos Aires until the rains came, and Senor Perez had to go back to his own people. Isn't that true?
Look, for all I know, it snowed in the jungle right then, all right?
Well, there's probably just as much chance of snow in the Argentine jungle as there is of your telling the truth to this jury.
Objection!
Oh, don't worry, Mrs. Sanders. I'm through browbeating the defendant. And since she can't seem to remember what happened in the rainforest, I'll just have to ask the senora to get on the stand and refresh her memory for her. I reserve the right to recross. Then tell the truth. Now, while you were alone in that cabin, Tina, alone with Gabrielle Medina, was a baby born?
Yes, I don't know.
Was a baby born, or was it
Your
not?
Honor, everyone in Landview knows the defendant gave birth in the jungle.
Then let her tell us. Tina, was it your baby who was born in that cabin, or was it somebody else's?
There was just one baby.
That's right. You're right so far. It was just one. True. Whose baby was it?
It was mine.
The truth, Tina! It could not have been your baby that was born in that cabin because that baby never survived the fall over the Iguazu Falls. Is that the truth? Is that the truth?
Oh, God, help me. It's the truth. My baby. Gordon, our baby died. My baby.
Order. 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 I've given my last warning. This court will come to order or I'll clear the room.
Please make them stop. Please.
Son, you okay? It can't be true. It can't be.
Did you know?
Not a thing.
Max, Tina never told you?
She said she had a secret, but I had no idea. Half of me wants to run up there and carry her out of here, and the other half wants to hear the rest of this.
Your Honor, as you can see, the defendant is in no condition to continue.
I'm aware of her fragile condition, but we can't stop now, just when the facts are finally beginning to come to light.
Tina, you can save yourself and others a great deal of heartache by telling us the whole story. Now, that baby that was born in the cabin, is that the same baby you brought back to Landview as your own?
And I love him. I couldn't love him any more if he was mine.
Nobody's questioning your love for that child. We have to know who the child really is. And since Gabrielle Medina is the only other person who was in that cabin with you, I must ask you, is the baby hers?
What difference does that make? This is a murder trial. It's not a custody case.
The whole story. Whole story. Tina, you stayed in that jungle not to care for your own child and bring her back to health. You stayed in that jungle to care for Gabrielle and her child. Isn't that the truth? And when you returned to Landview, when you appeared at the wedding of your ex-husband and Kate Sanders, it was Gabrielle Medina's child you were holding in your arms, wasn't it?
Sorry. Oh, Gord, I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt anybody. I was only trying to...
You were trying to save your marriage by passing off another woman's child as your own.
It was Gabrielle's baby. Are you happy? It was. She was pregnant at the same time that I was, but nobody knew. She told me that the father didn't love her and she was going to give away. She was going to give away that beautiful little baby to strangers. But I couldn't let her do that. I lost my baby and I wanted that baby so bad. So I begged her. I begged her to give that beautiful baby to me. And I named him Al. After Al Roberts. And I said that he was mine. Mine and Cork's. But he was mine. In my heart, he's always going to be mine.
She's lying.
Mr. Roberts,
Of course,
sit
she's
down.
a damn liar. Oh, Al
Roberts.
is my son. Al is my son.
I did because I wanted a baby so bad.
Order.
Cord, please, when I do not love you, you have to believe me.
My son.
So what if I am avoiding them? After everything that's happened, can you blame me?
Mary Lynn, all your life you've wanted a real family. Now, maybe the one you've been dealt isn't perfect, but they love you, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, well, I wish they respected me a little more.
Well, you can work on that. But you can't do it hiding out here in the shack. You gotta go back and mix it up. Take a few chances.
I know, but I'm still so angry and disappointed. And the thought of having to face them, well, it just gets me upset all over again.
Yeah, but you're forgetting something. Next time you have to face them, things will be different.
How can you be so sure?
Well, that's simple. Next time you won't be alone.